There is a belief that many people carry deep inside their minds. If I want to be successful, I must suffer, work harder, sleep less, sacrifice everything, burn out. But what if that belief is actually the very thing slowing your success down? What if success was never meant to come from suffering, but from alignment, clarity, and purpose? Today, we are going to challenge one of the biggest myths about achievement and explore a new perspective. You don't need to suffer to succeed. Many people grow up believing that success and pain are inseparable. They are taught that if they are not struggling, sacrificing, or feeling exhausted, then they are not working hard enough. This idea has been repeated so often that it has started to feel like a universal rule. But when you look closely at how success actually works, you begin to realize that pain is not the requirement people think it is. Pain and struggle are often signs of misalignment, not proof of progress. Success is created through clarity, focus, and consistent action. When someone knows what they are doing, understands why they are doing it, and moves in the right direction, the process becomes more efficient. The effort is still there, but the unnecessary suffering disappears. Instead of constantly fighting against circumstances, they begin working with their strengths, their values, and their vision. This creates momentum rather than resistance. Many people confuse effort with suffering. Effort is the energy you intentionally invest into something meaningful. Suffering, on the other hand, is the emotional and mental weight created by fear, doubt, and constant pressure. When people believe success requires suffering, they often push themselves into burnout, stress, and frustration. Ironically, this state makes it harder to think clearly, make good decisions, and recognize opportunities. When someone stops believing that pain is the price of success, their entire approach changes. They begin focusing on smarter strategies, better habits, and clearer goals. Their energy is no longer wasted on proving how hard they are struggling. Instead, it is directed toward creating real progress and meaningful results. Over time, this shift allows success to grow from intention, awareness, and aligned action rather than from constant exhaustion and unnecessary hardship. Many people spend most of their lives operating in survival mode without even realizing it. Survival mode is a mental state driven by fear, pressure, and the constant need to protect what you have. When someone is in this state, their main focus becomes avoiding failure, avoiding loss, and trying to keep everything from falling apart. This mindset drains energy because every action feels like a reaction to stress rather than a step toward growth. Decisions are made quickly, often based on anxiety instead of clarity, and the mind becomes too crowded to see bigger possibilities. When a person shifts from survival to creation, everything about the way they think and act begins to change. Instead of reacting to problems all the time, they start asking better questions. They begin thinking about what they can build, what they can improve, and what opportunities exist in front of them. This shift moves the mind from a defensive position to an expansive one. Creativity naturally increases because the brain is no longer focused only on threats and pressure. In a creative state, people begin to notice ideas they previously ignored. They become more open to innovation, collaboration, and long-term thinking. Rather than constantly feeling rushed or overwhelmed, they start approaching challenges with curiosity and problem-solving energy. This allows them to design better strategies and take more thoughtful actions. Operating from creation also brings a stronger sense of ownership. Instead of believing that circumstances control their future, people begin to realize that their choices, habits, and mindset are powerful tools for shaping their path. This awareness builds confidence and encourages people to take actions that are aligned with their goals and values. As this shift becomes stronger, work begins to feel less like a constant battle for survival and more like a process of building something meaningful, where each step forward comes from intention, creativity, and a clear vision of what is possible. Many people unknowingly tie their sense of worth to how much they struggle. They believe that the more they sacrifice, the more valuable their achievements become. Society often reinforces this belief by celebrating stories of extreme hardship, sleepless nights, and constant burnout as proof of dedication. Over time, people begin to measure their value not by the results they create or the impact they make, but by how much pain they endure along the way. This mindset can quietly trap someone in a cycle where suffering feels necessary in order to feel deserving of success. When a person attaches their worth to struggle, they may start rejecting easier or smarter paths because those paths do not feel hard enough. If something works smoothly or comes naturally, they might doubt it or feel guilty for not suffering more. This belief can cause people to overwork themselves, ignore their well-being, and constantly push beyond healthy limits just to prove that they are doing enough. Instead of focusing on meaningful progress, they become focused on validating their effort through exhaustion. Detaching worth from struggle changes the way someone views achievement. It allows them to recognize that their value does not increase or decrease based on how difficult their journey is. A person's worth is not measured by the amount of stress they carry or the number of sacrifices they make. True value comes from awareness, growth, creativity, and the ability to contribute something meaningful. When someone understands this, they begin to approach success differently. They allow themselves to pursue efficient solutions, supportive environments, and balanced habits without feeling guilty. Instead of proving their dedication through suffering, they focus on learning, improving, and creating results that matter. This shift frees people from unnecessary pressure and allows their energy to be used in ways that truly support progress and long-term fulfillment. Many people work extremely hard but still feel like they are constantly pushing against resistance. They invest time, energy, and effort, yet the results feel slow and draining. One major reason for this struggle is the lack of alignment between their purpose, their actions, and their mindset. When these three elements are disconnected, progress becomes difficult because every step forward requires fighting internal doubt, confusion, or lack of direction. Alignment begins with understanding why you are doing what you are doing. Purpose gives meaning to effort and turns work into something more than just a task to complete. When a person clearly understands their purpose, their motivation becomes stronger and more stable. Instead of constantly forcing themselves to keep going, they naturally feel drawn toward the work because it reflects something important to them. The second part of alignment comes from actions that support that purpose. When daily habits, decisions, and priorities match a person's deeper goals, their energy stops being scattered. Instead of trying many different directions at once, they focus on actions that truly move them forward. This focus creates efficiency because each effort contributes to the same larger vision. Mindset completes the alignment. If someone's thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, or negative beliefs, even the right actions can feel heavy and difficult. But when the mindset supports growth, learning, and possibility, challenges become easier to handle. The person begins to see obstacles as part of the process rather than signs of failure. When purpose, actions, and mindset work together, the experience of work changes. The effort is still present, but it no longer feels like constant struggle. Energy flows more naturally toward meaningful goals. Decisions become clearer, and progress begins to feel smoother. Over time, this alignment creates momentum, where each step forward builds upon the previous one and success grows from clarity, consistency, and inner direction. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools a person can develop on the path to success. Many people move through life on autopilot, repeating the same habits, reactions, and thought patterns without questioning them. They may work hard and stay busy, yet they rarely pause to examine whether their mindset is helping them move forward or quietly holding them back. Without awareness, it becomes easy to fall into cycles of stress, frustration, and unnecessary struggle while believing that this is simply the way success must be achieved. When someone begins to develop awareness, they start observing their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors more carefully. Instead of reacting automatically to every challenge or pressure, they take a moment to recognize what is happening inside their mind. This simple shift creates space between the situation and their response. In that space, better choices become possible. A person can question negative beliefs, challenge limiting assumptions, and replace them with perspectives that support growth and progress. Awareness also helps people identify habits that may be draining their energy or distracting them from their real priorities. For example, someone might realize they spend too much time worrying about other people's opinions or comparing their journey to others. Recognizing these patterns allows them to redirect their attention toward actions that truly matter. Over time, these small adjustments create a stronger sense of control and direction. Another powerful effect of awareness is the ability to recognize opportunities that previously went unnoticed. When the mind is not clouded by constant stress or unconscious habits, it becomes easier to see possibilities, solutions, and new ideas. This clarity allows people to make decisions with intention rather than impulse. As awareness grows, individuals begin shaping their lives with greater purpose and understanding, gradually replacing struggle-driven thinking with choices that support clarity, confidence, and meaningful progress.